It was a late night of fighting, and so we have the somnolent Weegolf take a winter siesta. There is a daunting amount of work to do, and so his nap will have to be short. Mary is tailoring, Johnny is building and repairing, and Gwen is mining the trenches. I have planned out many spike traps for Johnny to build. Wakey wakey Weegolf, we need you cooking and chopping trees. I add a doored stairway into the quarry now that the temporary church is down there. I'll eventually fill this whole quarry in with water, but for now we need to use it. We also take a bit of time to unwind and get to know each other. Johnny gets to work securing our stronghold. Doors are added to the bridge access to increase security. I add doors and walls to the inner fort stairs, helping us compartmentalise the courtyard from the walls. I add a door to the stone tower. I also add a door here so that from the first floor of the hall you can get to the stone tower or the defensive walls. We have a good amount of clay, and it seems a good time to learn clay brick making so that we can begin building our more permanent structures. The land here has very little in way of limestone, and even clay is somewhat limited, so our buildings will likely be made with clay bricks until we have the resources and the livestock to do large trades of heavy stone with our neighbours. With just 4 of us, we really have our work cut out for us. Over at the Hunter's Tower, we are now ready to go a level deeper in preparation for the escape tunnel. Without an escape tunnel or stronger traps, this tower can be a bit of a coffin. It should look somewhat like that eventually. To get bricks, we'll need people crafting. I set Mary and Weegolf to bake clay bricks when they can. I also have Johnny on top priority stewarding as he is fast on his feet, and we need to keep fueling the braziers to not freeze to death. For efficiency, I copy the wood and stick stockpile and make small stockpiles in each building to make refueling faster. It looks like we're getting our first bricks with the help of Weagulf. It is not long into the winter when Evota joins us. Evota Helton was very smart and could fight. Her archery was unpassionate and unskilled, but she had an ambition to become a great speaker. For traits, Evota was a swigger and wise, so no negative traits. Although unpassionate in farming, Evota was a herbalist by trade. Overall, Evota was a very welcome addition to the community. With the growing community workforce and the quarry prepared, we may soon be able to build our main castle here. Evota's equipment has been forced equipped, so I manually make her drop the unsuitable equipment when she is in the warmth. My management is set to equip leather armour only, as anything else, including this gambeson, will reduce movement speed. Sacrificing movement can be fatal in fights where we have to use guerrilla tactics against larger forces, and it also makes them slower at many jobs. She'll need to heal before she does anything. Defence is a real concern, and I want to experiment with using water as a way of disadvantaging attackers in a fight. While we wait for clay bricks, I use wood to build a small fishing fort around this pond. Not the prettiest of structures, but we'll use this experimentally to help us plan future structures. Will they swim, or will they go for the doors? Time will tell. It's a very cold winter, but the people of East Avon managed to stay comfortably content, as well as working hard each day. Unfortunately, Mary soon suffers a hunting mishap courtesy of a wild boar. Sadly, Dover the cat dies from our own traps. We had not had time to even train her, but we will miss her ladder climbing shenanigans. Time to remove these traps, as they are a hazard to our animals. There are plenty on the outside now. Both Evota and Mary are still healing from their wounds, and so our productivity has slowed down. Now that we have Evota as a researcher, we need space for an official library I convert the roof of the Oak Brethren Temple into a small library for Evota to study. We finally finish the fishing fort. Johnny has earned a well-earned rest. I move Evota to the new building as she is both an Oak Brethren and a researcher. Oak Brethren and Restitutionists don't like to enter each other's temples, but they do like entering their own. So it makes sense for the Oak Brethren to be housed in this building and the Restitutionists in the other building. Below the temple, the East Avon Sacred Oak Wine is almost ready. It's now time to get the library built. Over at the hunting tower, Gwen is making slow but steady progress at digging out the trenches. A merchant arrives and we are able to trade our warm cooked meals for some limestone bricks. That leaves us with no cooked food, and our food stores are diminishing. Let's hope that Mary is ready to become a real hunter now, and we'll have Johnny take on the more dangerous game. The fine wine is ready and we have winter celebrations. Everyone gets drunk. The snow begins to melt. The clay bricks are baked in the kilns. Seeds can be sowed again in preparation for spring, while carrots and beets are added to the farm, as well as a large barley field. It was now officially spring. A cattle joins us and I have Johnny test his animal handling skills. We'll then wrangle it into the main courtyard of the fort. With Evota's winter research, we're able to learn more advanced bow crafting, allowing us to make longbows for our marksmen who are skilled 10 or above. This should give us a little bit more bite in our future battles. Fenrir gives birth to a new pup, Artemis, meaning we now have 5 working hounds. Weagulf doesn't enjoy carpentry, but he certainly knows how to do it. Gwen has the passion, but no skill, and even less time given that she is our farmer and our miner. Weagulf finishes the first bow and I give it to Johnny. Mary will be next. It looks like we have a replacement to Dover. A cat called Candy has decided to make East Avon its new home. Johnny will train her when he has the free time. The research is coming along quickly now. Our next technology to invest in is preserving food so we can more optimally store our food on shelves. We can also use shelves for textiles and for medicine. Bizarrely, Gwen appears to be stuck. This appears to be a common glitch, and I will later learn that by saving and loading back in, it will fix itself. I decided to leave the gap there in an act of complete confusion. It looks like a young bear has come to East Avon. Johnny doesn't have the skills to tame a bear, not quite yet, but he can hunt one. For a young bear, it's pretty damn big, but Johnny manages to come out on top. It's a bittersweet accomplishment, as he is saddened to hunt such a rare animal, to which he wished he could have tamed. The next day we learn Stoneblock Cutting. There is not a lot of limestone in East Avon, but we will want to collect and craft what we can. I set a high priority pile of limestone next to the stonemason's bench for efficiency. We have some clay bricks, and we have finished all other building tasks. It's now time to begin a blueprint of the main castle. Before we divert water into this quarry, I will need to get the foundations made. The basement floor in the quarry will be our food storage. Above that, and surrounded by the temperature insulating river wall, will be our kitchen. Above that, our grate hole, and above that, bedrooms and so forth. There will be a bridge entrance on the far right. We need to make sure it is structurally sound before we divert the river and submerge the foundations in a moat. We learn smelting. This will allow us to gain access to metals like iron, which we can use in future technology to make stronger doors, traps, as well as weapons and armour. The farm is looking good. Just as I began to finish the planning, the river bandits showed up with a heavy brigade of archers. This would be a difficult battle. The battle was not over yet. We had medical emergencies to stop people from bleeding out. We managed to stop the bleeding on everyone, but we now have some long-lasting wounds to overcome. However, getting through this recovery will be for the next episode.